Bridge of Spies is directed by Steven Spielberg and stars Tom Hanks, an awesome pairing. When these two work together, you're usually in for a treat. Now, this is a drama in the Cold War period, a thriller that I think should also be considered comedy, because there's a lot of more humor than I expected in this movie. And I'll get to that in a little bit. So the story here is that Tom Hanks used to study law and now works for an insurance company. And the firm ends up getting a request from the United States government to have one of their employees represent a possible Russian spy. So once again, you have to set your mind, this is a period piece for 1957, the Cold War. Tensions are high between America and Russia, and they both want to be the supreme power of the world, and they both really despise each other, and they're sending spies into each other's countries, and if a spy is caught, an accused spy is caught, there's going to be hell to pay. Now, America still wants to be showing that they are going to show this person a clear defense, right, because that's how the rules are governed in that country, and they want to show that they will do the due diligence and still have him represented by somebody. So they asked Tom Hanks, even though he's just an insurance guy for the last for quite a bit of his career now, they were going to ask him to represent him. And Tom Hanks's character is the greatest thing about this movie. I will say that he carried this movie, because every time that he was on screen, I wanted to learn more about him, because he felt that even though that, this guy is a possible Russian spy, he felt that he deserved a defense anyway. And also that this character, he's not really a traitor to the United States. He's not a traitor at all, because if he is indeed a spy, he's delivering information to Russia, which is his country. A traitor is only if you're from a country and you give information to another country. So if you're American and that person gives information to Russia, because then they're a traitor. But it's not that way. So I really liked that his character felt this way. And also this would be, like, even today, if we found a spy, I feel like the media would still be over it and they would be really against this spy. And I think in the 50s, it was just even more so, especially during the Cold War. Like, people just did not understand Tom Hanks's character's thinking. So it really becomes not only about defending this character, but also having Tom Hanks having to deal with the public just really resenting him because they see Tom Hanks essentially as the traitor now. Now, this movie, in my opinion, could have been amazing. Could have been one of the greatest movies of all time, or at least of this year. And I really don't feel that it hit that mark. I wanted it to be good. I wanted to enjoy this. And the acting is superb. The angles, the directing, awesome. I cannot complain about that. It's Steven Spielberg. And he really did take a lot of attention to the detail. It feels like a 1950s movie. Another thing, too, is that, like I said, the attention to detail, there's a character that is a painter. And as he's painting, they do like a close-up every once in a while because he's grabbing something with his hands, and you can see the paint on his hands. And I'm like, some people would just never mind that, but they focused on that. And later on, like as he returns home, he still has that paint in the exact same place. Good. I love that. That is freaking awesome. I loved that about this movie. So I really have to give Steven Spielberg credit for that. Tom Hanks did a fantastic job. He carried this movie. But there's a lot of things that really fall short. I really felt that the relationship between Tom Hanks and the accused Russian spy should have been the focus of this movie. And it is for the first third of this movie. The first act, I loved. The second and third act, it's less about that, and it turns into something else. And I really felt that it fell flat. I was like, there would have been more of an impact at the end of the movie had there been more of a relationship bond between Tom Hanks and the accused Russian spy. Another huge problem with this movie is that there's no character development other than really Tom Hanks. You're supposed to be caring about these two other characters. And this is also a very American patriotic movie, which I'm fine with. I can watch The Patriot with Mel Gibson and just be like, I'm not American, I'm Canadian. And I'm watching and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, go America. Like that movie just gets me into the mood of really like feeling for the Americans. But this movie, I'm like, you're showing me these two characters and I don't care for them. And I don't even think if I was American that I would be caring for them. There's no reason to care for these other two characters. And I'm supposed to be feeling for them, and I don't. And then to make things worse, when there's these really supposedly intense moments where I'm supposed to, it's a Cold War thriller, so there's no really guns shot. It's not a war, you know, it's not like a bunch of people, hundreds of people, armies and stuff like that. It's information, and it's also America dealing with Russia, and there's these moments where you should be at the edge of your seat and being like, holy crap, you could get assassinated, or you're talking to somebody in their country and they're not going to like what you say, and they're just going to do something that is unexpected, because that's the whole thing. It's tension. You don't know what's going on. And the tension moments really didn't do it for me, because for one, I don't care about a lot of the characters other than really Tom Hanks, and the tension moments were just like, Spielberg has done a lot better before. And there was moments where I said that this movie should kind of be considered a comedy, because the humor was so prevalent in this movie that you would have a humorous moment and then right away get into a tense moment, and you're like, well, I was just laughing 2 seconds ago. How am I supposed to treat this as, you know, a drama? And, you know, I'm supposed to be on the edge of my seat when I was laughing 2 seconds ago. It was just really bad timing for some of the jokes, and it just killed the suspense, killed the tension, and it really bogged down the movie, because I really wanted to enjoy this movie. I will say that if you like movies that there's a lot of talking, this is the only reason why you should go see it, is if you like Tom Hanks, you like Steven Spielberg movies, you like attention to detail, you like good directing, you like movies where there's a lot of talking, you need to know what you're getting into, because there was a group of people that were in front of us. They were about 20-year-old guys, and there were like, I don't know, 10 of them, and they were so bored. Like, some of them were on their phones constantly, and eventually I'm like, just leave or something, and they did. Some of them, like, they were so bored they left an hour into the movie. I was like, that's what you should do. But anyway, you have to know what you're getting into, and even then, I love those kinds of movies, and I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10. It's not a movie that... I kind of want to watch it again because I want to give it another chance, but it's not a movie that I really enjoyed. I walked out of there thinking there was so much wasted potential. The characters should have been developed more. There should have been better tension scenes, less humor. The humor was really good, but it just killed a lot of the... Better pacing is what I'm going to say. So that's my final rating. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this movie, if you've seen it, if you feel the same way about me. I'm really curious this time around what people think about this movie, because I wanted to enjoy it, and I think that there was a lot of wasted opportunity. This could have been a fantastic film. Thank you all for watching. You've been Bearded In.
Beardage!